Yeah, so
Bro, Giannis, like, kind of weird to see Giannis not in the playoffs.
Giannis. All right. Anyway, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the last week 7 game of the season.
Giannis.
We have the
The Suns
Patriots
are losing.
Patriots at the Ravens for a great game, fight for the 1 seed. Currently the Patriots hold the 1 seed with the Ravens in second place. They're trying to get that easy game. Whoever gets the 1 seed will be playing the Broncos. So as the Broncos just
Mhm.
clinched their playoff spot last night. So now we have all the playoff teams set with the Patriots, Ravens, Dolphins, Broncos, Bucks, and Niners are eliminated, but seeding is
Mhm.
still a thing. So that will mean a lot. That 1 seed you get the benefit of playing the worst playoff team. So yeah. Tonight we have the um. Hold on a second. Hold on, tonight we have the 5-1 Oh wait, no, the Ravens have the 1 seed. My fault. My fault,
Yeah.
G. Tonight we have the 5-1 Ravens versus the 5-1 Patriots. This is someone's gonna get their second loss tonight, and someone's gonna hold on to that 1 seed. Patriots win tonight would tie them with the Ravens in their series, and whoever has the most points will take that 1 seed. Ravens win tonight will secure that 1 seed. They will go into week 8 with the 1 seed and um play the Dolphins, and then yeah. So and then that could be a good game too. Anyway, last week the Patriots came off of a win off of the Dolphins in overtime. It was a very good game. Bubby and Jason looked terrific, like they did back in the Chargers days. And then the Ravens are coming off of a win of their own against the Broncos. They played a really close game against the Broncos. Grizzly was suspended 1 game. He's back after doing his community service, you know.
What?
Yeah.
Bro.
Uh, anyway, yeah, he did his community service. He rebuilt the stadium. He rebuilt the Dolphins and did some other things. And it's all good. If you didn't know, now you know.
Mhm.
What do the Patriots got to do to win tonight?
The Patriots, I mean, honestly, I feel like the Patriots' main struggle of not being a super top team in the league, even though right now they're competing for the 1 seed tonight, the reason why they're not really a top team like the Ravens, it feels like, is just because they struggle on offense at times. That's why they lost to the Ravens in the first week anyway. Just for the sheer fact their offense just struggled too much, which really hurt them. Because when your offense struggles, it doesn't matter what your defense does. They're gonna have a lead on you, and if your offense can't score, you're not gonna do much in a game. And that's what really okay. That's what really happened to the Patriots when they first faced. So realistically, what they're gonna need to do this game, especially since Grizzlies back, they're really going to need to pick up their offense because that's what's gonna save them. I don't know what Tar's doing, um, but it's their ability to with Bobby, who is a very good quarterback, he just makes some mistakes at times. With that, amazing quarterback at the plate, I'm surprised they struggled their first time around, but I feel like they picked it up later in the season. So if Bobby has a pretty good game and they play pretty well, I could see the Patriots actually winning this just because the Ravens defense isn't as good as the Patriots one. I honestly see Grizzly throwing a pick against this defense. But at the same time, it's Grizzly, who's also an amazing quarterback, so Patriots can't rely on their defense here against a quarterback like Grizzly, so they're going to need to pick up that offense.
Yeah, the last time these two teams met, it was week 1, obviously, like you said, and it was Grizzlies' return to New England, and he didn't let that affect him. He came out there and
Hmm.
put a dominant win. I think they won by 2 possessions, and
Yeah, they won
Bub
by a good.
The Patriots looked a little after that game. Everyone was like saying, "Are the Patriots? Are they going to be an average team this year?" But after that loss, they've won every single game. They acquired Jay Zinn in
Yep.
the process. Their defense has been better, and so has their offense. So this is going to be a different game this time around with
Dude,
Jay Zinn. um, um, Bubby's been a lot better with Jason, and yeah, this Patriots defense has been better too. But I wouldn't say they're not a top defense. Like they're not a top 3. I don't. Maybe they are. I just don't think
Hmm.
they're like. I think the Ravens. I just don't think this is a really defensive game. Grizzly hasn't been his MLB self. He's still good MLB, but just hasn't been
Yeah.
a
Yeah, I feel
good.
like that's the
He hasn't been the
issue
top.
with. That's really the issue with the Ravens because since they don't really have good corners, Grizzly can't be a good MLB. That's a sure fact. Grizzlies because if he's able to get the ball off before 5 Mississippi ends, then it's going to be really hard for a Grizzly, a guy who's really just covering the middle and hoping to God Bubby is throwing to the out routes. Uh, he's not going to really do much as a middle linebacker, as though Grizzly does play a lot in the middle. And if you do go past 5 Mississippi and Bubby isn't backed up a lot, it is going to be harder for Bubby because when they first faced Bubby, was even having huge struggles against Grizzly in the first week. But like with that in mind, it's really hard for Grizzly as a middle linebacker to help his defense because he does try his best, and I feel like he hasn't slowed down. I feel like it's just the fact that everyone else on his defense isn't that good at all. Really, it's really hard for him. I mean, I guess XD is good, but also half of that is only against bad teams. So I mean, he does give some help, but not much. So it's really hard for Grizzly to really make that defense elite. Hopefully their
Yeah,
corners can pick up the pace today, though, and then you'll see a lot of stuff from Grizzly.
Bubby's thing it benefits Grizzly more. Bubby runs around in the pocket a lot when he gets the
Yeah.
pressure to try to keep the play going, and it hurts him sometimes more than it helps him because he gets sacked because Grizzly has a good reach, and that's what makes him good. And it hurts. I don't think that's a smart thing for Bubby to do. I think Bubby, if he doesn't see it, needs to throw it away, or they're gonna lose a lot of yards by
Hmm.
sacks because Bubby's been getting sacked a lot by trying to run away to get add more time. But he's usually good when he throws it. It's usually he makes some good shots when on the run. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league,
Hmm.
or if the best quarterback on the run while running and throwing. So yeah.
Hmm.
Now what do the Ravens gotta do tonight to win?
The Ravens, they just keep doing what they're doing because although their defense isn't that great, that's not what they have to rely on, and that's what makes them such an amazing team. They don't have to rely on defense. Dolphins, they make mistakes like you saw in the last game. If the Bucks were even a good team at all, they probably had a chance at winning because they had two turnovers. They had one pick near their goal line, and they had another turnover on downs. Like in that situation, a team like the Dolphins, they would need to rely on their defense, and their defense saved them because the Bucks are shit. A team like the Patriots, multiple times in multiple weeks, like for example against the Dolphins were coming back, they were about to get the game-winning touchdown, pick, game over. Defense saves the game. The thing is with the Ravens, they've never needed their defense. All they've needed is Grizzly, and all they've needed is Grizzly to throw the ball. And that's especially true when they lost to a 50-yard pass because their defense sucks. They couldn't even cover that, which is a really easy cover because it was just kind of cut out. So, I mean, that just proves that their defense have been selling pretty much at multiple times. But the Ravens, they just need to keep their offense going. If I do see the Ravens throwing one or two picks or having one or two turnovers, I don't see them winning the game. But if I do see them scoring on every single drive, not making mistakes, and going pretty well down every single drive, I do see them winning the game because I see Bubby making a mistake before Grizzly. But it really just depends. But the fact
Yeah.
that they never have to rely on their defense at all, this entire point of the season, when there's been multiple examples of teams needing their defense to save their game, it really just shows they just need Grizzly.
Yeah, tonight I bet Monk will show up possibly, but looks like the Ravens might be without him tonight. And last time the Ravens were out
Oh,
without him
that's
for a
really
little
bad.
bit, they were playing the Dolphins and Grizzly. I think it was the Dolphins and Grizzly
Yeah, it
struggled. He
was.
threw an interception. They were down 2 scores, and Monk came back, and then the Ravens obviously
Yeah,
looked
he's
dominant. Ended up
very
losing, but
comfortable
should
with
have won
Monk.
that.
Here, I could actually see the Patriots winning.
Yeah,
It
Grizzly is
doesn't
gonna
prove
struggle. I
that
only
their
see one
team's
player
Monk
here.
made.
It's probably gonna be
Yeah,
Tibbs,
I
KZ,
don't think
Grizzly.
that makes the Ravens Monk made, but I do think it makes it to where because Grizzly's just super comfortable with Monk, but without Monk, it really hurts his game because he doesn't have good receivers really on his team besides maybe Monk, or not maybe, definitely Monk. Without Monk, he really needs to fucking look out at what's going on. He really needs to go out of his rhythm to find out who's open and pass the ball. Because only has 4 chances to get a first down. So it makes it very difficult for him to do well without Monk, who's always able to get open, and he's all super comfortable with and has the best chemistry with. When he's not there, it's hard to pass to XD when he's running retarded routes. So, but I do see Grizzly doing good without Monk, but I do think it's going to be harder, way harder without him.
Yeah, this is the second meeting between the two teams. Grizz has given the Patriots their only loss, so we'll see if we can replicate that. But yeah, Monk is definitely gonna hurt without them. And KZ playing corner, I don't know how that's gonna work for them, because
Oh, that's terrible.
it just might not be a good day for the Ravens. Grizz is gonna have to do a lot for this team. Now, since we gotta keep going with the show, who do you think will be the MVP for both teams?
MVP for the the Patriots. It's gonna. I want to say Bubby, but I feel like he is going to make a few mistakes, and it's gonna cost them the win. So I'm gonna say Yeet. I feel like he's easily their best receiver. He's their best defender. He's really good. Bubby just isn't that good of a corner, so I feel like if Bubby does really well on offense, I feel like Yeet's gonna do really well on offense, and he's gonna be doing really good on defense. And I see him potentially getting an interception. And for the Ravens, it's gotta be Grizzly. Grizzly's the best player on that team, the best player on that defense, the best player at almost anything.
Yeah! Oh shit!
I hate you, Gia! I hate you! I hate you!
My player, who I think is going to be the MVP for the Patriots, is Gia. I think Gia is the best receiver on the team. I think Jay Zim's a little
such
washed.
a simp every time.
I think every receiver on that team doesn't compare to Gia. Gia can really get down the field, get open, create separation. I think Gia's going to have a great game today.
You have such a terrible opinion.
And then for the Ravens, it's obviously Grizzly. He's their best player. KZ did have a great game last week, but that was with
KZ.
HZ. Yeah, KZ won Offensive Player of the Week last week. So, but I just think KZ could replicate that, or that could have just been a one game with HZ Drippy as his quarterback.
What team did they face?
My team.
Oh, that makes sense.
But it could be KZ, could be their best player, but I think it's just gonna be Grizzly all around. Because MVP, I'm talking about all-around player. Grizzly's going to be good on defense and offense for this team. But let's see how it goes for this team. Let's see if they can pull through with the win. I would say they're definitely underdogs with the roster that's here right now. But score predictions before we head out.
48-45 Ravens.
I think the Patriots will come up back on top. Taco's has only lost one game in his career, and it's, coming to the end of the regular season. He's on a hot streak. Grizzly is his kryptonite so far, but I think Tacos gets the game on this one. And I definitely see this being a Super Bowl game, because unless they play each other in the playoffs, which is unlikely at this point in the season, but I think this is a Super Bowl game. Like, these teams could be in the Super Bowl together, and this will be a great Super Bowl to watch. The Grizz versus Bubby Showdown 2.0 in the Super Bowl. Right now, right behind me, Grizz looks to be shitting the bed, getting a sack and through the interception. So let's see how that goes. I think definitely the Patriots. I can't say this. I'd say probably Patriots will score in the 40 range. I think both teams will score in the 40 range. I just think the Patriots will come out on top. It'll be a close game. Grizz will probably have his hardest game of the season though.
He just threw another interception. He just threw another interception.
It's all right. We'll see you guys.
Grizzlies isn't having a great game right now.
We'll see you guys soon for kickoff. That's bad. He threw like 3 interceptions.